a new episode of Press Talks. Today I'm with our director, EFJ Director Renate, and Anna del Freo, FNSI representative, and also you're part from the EFJ Steering Committee.
Yes.
And we are together because there is this Media Freedom Rapid Response Summit here in Brussels. And you present a lot of issues regarding RAI, political interference. You also went to Rome for an urgent mission last May. So let's discuss a bit the situation. So yes, let's start.
So let's start. Yes, I am here representing FNSI, and we discussed about RAI, our public broadcast, Italian public broadcast. The situation is not good, and according also with my union FNSI, because the influence of the government and of these parties of the government on RAI is very, very strong. We think much stronger than in the past, because in the past we had at least the possibility to have some, we call the lottizzazione, but there were more space for the opposition and minority parties. But now we think that this government tried to rewrite everything, culture, and push a lot of pressure on journalists. A lot of journalists unfortunately left RAI, and we have also some episode very, very that
Concerning.
show, yes, concerning, like for example when we had the European elections, the law of par condicio, the space reserved to all parties was not respected by government.
So Renate, you were part of the mission in Rome. You had a chance to discuss with a lot of stakeholders, the journalists, but the ruling party, you didn't have the chance to meet. So could you tell us more about the mission and how was it there on the ground, and if you had the opportunity really to discuss the issues with the journalists, because you also issued a report after that. So
Yeah, very short. First of all, we had a very successful mission. We realized there are unprecedented challenges in Italy and we have to take them extremely seriously. We did not meet the government, which is rare because we do a lot of missions and we always meet somebody from the government. Instead, we met a group of journalists and we put them also in, at the end, in a transparent way on our mission report. What did we hear afterwards? By Meloni. Actually, she criticized these journalists as being left-wing, and by that showing us this report, which had been done by a group of international experts from our consortium, was politicized, because apparently we had talked to only left-wing anti-government people. This by itself talks for itself.
And the journalists were also threatened, also online, the ones who contribute also to the report.
Well, apparently, yeah, it was almost like a list of journalists not to deal with. And she had, I think at the time, she had been in China and she had really discredited them, which for us is a big no-go.
Yeah, because we have to reiterate that those missions are independent and they are not editing the report. They are just as key stakeholders.
They were just one of many other sources we consulted.
And what could you say about the EMFA? Because today you were part of the discussions also, maybe on the independence of the public.
Yeah, in short, we are very happy that we adopted this European Media Freedom Act. We would not be able to adopt it under the conditions we have now, both in the European Parliament and in the European Commission. I think that's important to say. The EMFA has to be adopted as a whole by August next year, and many governments are now preparing the way, consulting different stakeholders to get the best out of it. We are waiting in Italy for something of that to happen. We had some voices who told us they will do a sort of generale de lieu regarding the information sector, to where they would invite all stakeholders and with the ambition to have a reform of public service media, which is politicized. And this is by a law that had been done by a former Prime Minister, Renzi, who was from the now opposition party, which also shows it's not only Meloni who is trying to politicize PSM in Italy.
Okay.
Exactly, I think the same. We are approving, the Parliament is approving some law that restrict press freedom in our opinion as union, of course, especially for reporters who make judiciary news. And we strongly hope that with EMFA we try to develop and become more free, because Europe asks us to have more press freedom, not less press freedom. So I hope and I hope that this general meeting of everybody, all the stakeholders, will take place. But it's a long time that I listen that it should take place also in the past and never happened. Let's hope.
And it's very important to keep monitoring, to report the threats, so we can be aware of the situation and also provide timely support to the journalists and the media outlets. Many thanks. Grazie mille.
Grazie a voi.
Thank you.